Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at 7 Deadly Sins 182. Now, again, pretty late for the video, and this is probably going to be out by the time I'm opening my fast and whatnot, so I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. I'm trying to get to the points and then give my thoughts at the ending of the chapter, which I think where the meaty bits are. So, the few things to bear in mind. Even though Zarathustra was the leader or the high-end guy when it came to the Holy Knights, even he doesn't know what really happened in Danapur. Which is quite interesting because that leads to the mystery of Meliodas. Of course, us as the readers know, and the demons mostly know, especially the one that's in Dreyfus. But basically, they're still in the dark, which is cool. Even from the very beginning, at this point in the story, well, not the very beginning, but this part of the story, Meliodas knew that Princess Elizabeth was the reincarnation of his love. He referred to her as his woman. So there is something more to the reincarnation thing that we're aware of. Maybe it's a promise, and it was to do with the love he attained before, which is why he betrayed the demon clan. Also maybe something to do with his curse. So that's also very important. What's also important to bear in mind is in this chapter we find out that Meliodas cannot die because of his curse, which also leads me to believe something else, but I'll get to that later. Okay, so the princess gets adopted by the king, which I think is a convenient plot device, but I also like the idea that they've actually gone and explained her past, because from the past we knew, in like other chapters, that she was adopted. She mentions it quite early on in the story. You know how he climbed the tree to get her and he fell down and he hurt himself and things like that, the king, I mean. So, you know, you can see that he cared for her and he still does. So his ability to see the future is quite important in this, in the speculation moving forward for this chapter. So we find out that the king adopts the girl, Elizabeth, on the condition that Meliodas becomes a holy knight. So this explains how he got to such a high rank with not everybody completely knowing him. So we find out that Zarathustra was like, no mate, you're not joining. And then Meliodas pulls out a sword. He goes, now that you pull out the sword, I cannot deny you, we'll have to fight. And basically, within a few seconds of the next panel, basically Zarathustra on the floor, shitting his pants. Even Hawks basically says that, you shit your pants, didn't you? Yeah, you did. And that explains the idea that Zarathustra, although he may be powerful, is probably not that powerful. As in, like, if you look at it from a scaling, it'll probably be 2/3 on his way to a seven deadly sin now than before. So they're generally powered around 3,000 to 4,000. Sometimes they go higher. Obviously, I know the Lion Pride King, you know, Simba, gets up to like 50,000 plus. But I mean, generally though. They're at that kind of high, so I think he's probably like 2/3 or halfway there, something like that. So obviously compared to Meliodas, he's nothing. So there's that. They also show that she was attached as a child to him, and she was all with him, hugging him, kissing him, following him around. Attachment much like Gilfunda, but not much with the hugging and the kissing part. Anyway, so then the king has another dream of the future. A prophecy is what it's referred to as, and it's the 7 deadly sins versus the 10 commandments. And this is where Merlin appears, and she goes, I found you the 5, and the other 2 are me and you, as in Merlin and Meliodas, which is cool because that's how it explains how they know each other, kind of. So he's known Merlin the longest of the rest of them, but we need to know how he knows her. So I'd imagine there's going to be some type of explanation as to Arthur as well, properly, I guess. So the idea was the other 5 were specifically picked to take care of the 10 commandments, which asks the question: did Meliodas already know of his fate about a month ago, how he was going to go down because of the king? Or was this something that just happened? Or did him and Merlin know what was going to happen and kind of just let it happen? So, them are the key kind of things. Now, Merlin also, there's an important thing to bear in mind with this is, when Meliodas is drunk with Zarathustra one time, he tells him that he can't die because of his curse, that he's 3,000 years old, it's all confirmed. He also promises a young Elizabeth that he'd come back and he'd be alive, and he promised he would not die, which makes her believe that he's going to come back very soon. And then we also see him in purgatory, which leads me to believe a few things. I think there's going to be a character there that's going to be very important, because we see him talking to somebody. He goes, look, you've got all the time in the world, come and talk. And he's like, no mate, nope, not happening. With him going there, with him being cursed, it leads me to believe the other 10 commandments, with the curses are also there, unless the curse is something else, maybe to do with the 7 deadly sins. But his curse, I think, is to do with the 10 commandments, and I believe one of a few things is going to happen. Either the persons or people that are down there are going to be the other ones that he killed, so that other the 10 commandments, or it's going to be another version of himself, the evil version of himself, and maybe part of him died. Like how they say, you fell in love, part of you died that day, maybe something like that, or the former king of the demons. That's what I think is down there. Let's see what happens. An interesting turn of events. I'll catch you next time. Hope you enjoy the chapter. Take it easy. Definitely subscribe, and peace.